Hey everybody, I got a great video for you today. It's my brother and I are going to be discussing our last robbery. The one where it almost took his life. Both of us, we could have been killed real easy in this robbery. But I'm going to tell the inside, what my brother and I remembered. And we're doing this because one, it's Thanksgiving. So, you got to be with your family, do what you're going to do. And I thought this would be a good video to do. A lot of people have been asking for this video. They love when my brother comes on and he does the podcast, and now he does some videos as well. Before I get started, check us out on YouTube member programs, Patreon member programs, Discord, merch. Check us out right here, Gangster Redemption. Great read, everybody, so it's a great book. All right, now, bro, we're here, man.
Hey, how you doing, lad?
First of all, we both want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
Have a great turkey day, do what you're going to do, and enjoy your family. Just remember, no matter what you did in life and no matter how much you fucked up in life, you could change. You're looking at two men who have and now live a pretty good life. We're not overly nuts or anything like that, but we live a decent life. And we do what we want. My brother's retired, and again, we're going to go into the robbery. All right, bro, let's just do this in a different way.
Okay.
You give me what you remember about the last day of the robbery.
I remember everything vividly. You don't forget at it when a gun's pointed at you. We could go through the whole story, but it was Fairless Hills, Pennsylvania, Bucks County. It was in a strip mall. I remember a lady coming up to the window when I was cleaning the whole counters, and you were in the back of the store, and put a head in the window like this. And because you can't see in the window with the sun beaming on the window, unless you do this. And she did this and went running down the strip mall, assumably to a telephone to next door to tell someone there's a robbery in progress.
I explained this earlier. When we cased the jewelry store, when I cased jewelry stores, I used to know where the sun rises and falls, because we all know it rises in the east and falls in the west. And if a store was facing in the east, when the sun comes up, when the sun's facing into the glass, you can't see in it. What my brother was saying is you have to put your hand up against it. And it was good for us, so we like that. And people can walk by and not know a robbery's going on. Well, obviously, in this case, we did. Go ahead.
And I said, we're caught. We just got caught. This lady went running. She saw a robbery happening. We got to get out of here. Normally, the car, we usually go out the back door of the store. This time, we had to run out with pillowcases out of the front of the building. Now, car was.
Well, a few of those, yes. We went in the front store.
Our normal MO was
get out in the back.
Go out, take the car around to the back. There's no hurry.
No, we usually park in the back a lot of times.
If they had parking, right?
Right, and then we just had the exit strategy really all planned to go. This one, we pulled in like it was a normal, like we were two just customers pulling up. We didn't back in. We pulled up like we were two normal customers. Go ahead.
For some reason, you didn't put two cuffs on this guy. You only had his hands cuffed, not his feet. I don't know why. But this particular case. And we cleaned the store out pretty good. We didn't get it 100% out of the counters, but we got it pretty good. And you got guns out of the back and everything out of the safe. And we bolt the store. And for this guy, his adrenaline, the store owner, his adrenaline just must have been going 1,000 miles a minute. And he broke out of the cuffs. And before you know it, you jump in the driver's seat, I jump in the passenger seat, pillowcases in the back seat, wherever they were. You put the car in reverse, and I said, "Duck, Larry." I seen the guy at the door, he's crouching with a gun, pointing right at the car, right at us.
Okay, you messed up already. All right. This is great, because we never actually done this. Actually, robbery we were both involved in, and he forgot. What happened was the lady did this. He screams, "We're noticed," or "We're caught." And we see him and we say, "Go, go, go." Now, at this time, the jewelry store owner was tied up on the floor. What he's saying is correct. I didn't put his leg flex cuffs on his leg.
Which was a normal procedure.
It was a normal, but not all
right.
the time.
It depends, not an old lady.
Or anybody. So what I did was I put flex cuffs on him. He was down. I did what he's correct. I took about 6 guns out of the safe, which he was a gun nut, we find out. And while we're running out of the store, if you remember this, shots fire and the glass goes, the store glass.
I don't remember that.
He was shooting.
So he was shooting from inside.
He was shooting when he got the gun behind the counter right away. Now we jump out. We don't do anything. I jump in the car. You jump in the car. We threw the pillowcase. We each had a pillowcase.
Right.
We threw them in the back. He comes out and he levels the gun right at my head.
Right at
my head. I duck. You ducked too.
You were backing out at the time.
Well,
So when you started turning the car, now I'm in sight.
Well, what happened was, yes, I'm ducking, backing out, or just starting. He fires a gun. It slits through my head. Nothing big. Goes in you.
I go like this.
He goes like this. It goes in my brother. Now you remember this. And it goes in and he goes, I'm hit. I'm hit. I said to you,
I remember that.
I'm going to the hospital.
First thing you said, I don't care, I don't care. I don't want you dying here. I'm taking you to emergency room.
I'm taking emergency. Whether I drop your ass off or not.
I said, no, let's get back to Brooklyn. I'm all right. Let's get back
You
to
said that. He's pretty calm. He's hit. But obviously he knows he's not hit in a vital organ. He can breathe. I'm seeing that. But he's hit. He's down. And it wasn't a lot of blood, I noticed. Not a lot of blood. And he was hit twice.
Once.
It went through your back and then in your arm.
Right. It's still in my arm, the bullet.
It's still, where is it?
Well, right now it's here, but it went in there. And
you can feel it on the top now?
Yeah.
Has it moved?
Nah, not a whole
I remember it was like under here, correct? Somewhere?
Yeah.
And you said you can feel it on the top now.
Yeah.
Well, also I remember that. So we're doing the getaway. And I'm hit. And our goal at that time is to get back down to get to Brooklyn, where we have friendly people. We had a club, the bar, and where we hung out, and kind of club. We had the second floor apartment was ours. So when we got there, but let's get back to the robbery. So the guy shoots, and that was a getaway for the ages. Talk about having to. Remember we
got away with me with a bullet in me and a bullet hole right in the middle of the windshield.
Right dead in the middle of the windshield is a bullet hole.
Now here comes the fun part.
So now
we already knew our getaway route. Oh. You get on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. You go straight to the Turnpike. Jump on there. Back in '96, this happened. Back in '96, you didn't have Easy Pass. You had to stop at the booth to get the ticket.
No, you're wrong. It was give change. I had to pay a toll.
That was after you got the ticket.
Oh, yes.
When you got the ticket, you pulled up close to the truck.
Right. Was it a ticket or give them the money?
You give them the money in the next booth. When you're getting off the Turnpike. Because they don't know where you're going to.
Right. And what he's right, he got tell him what happened. So how I did it,
my brother pulls the car up. We didn't want this guy to see the bullet hole. Never mind me being shot because I'm just sitting there now, whatever. But we didn't want him to see the bullet hole right in the front windshield. So my brother picks a big 18-wheeler at these booths and he gets up close to him when the 18-wheeler pulls out. My brother stays kind of close to him where he pulls up to the guy. And as you're pulling up to the booth...
I was past the guy. Past the booth, literally.
Our front windshield was past him.
Right.
But now, go ahead and tell them what we heard.
You tell them. I remember it so vividly.
Be on the lookout for a bullet hole in such...
No, be on the lookout for a late model car, color, whatever.
Right.
Involved in an armed robbery or something like that. And it was us, of course.
Of course, we know that.
And he didn't pay attention. I noticed he had
he was
just oblivious.
He handed Larry the ticket. We take off. Now we're on the Turnpike. But when you get off the Turnpike, you got to go through another one of these booths and pay the guy now.
Right.
So we were going to the ends.
Right. We went all the way down until you got onto the Jersey Turnpike, wasn't it?
How many tolls did we even have to go through?
I think we went through 3 tolls.
Well, we went through the Verrazano Bridge. We went through the Goethals Bridge. We went through the Turnpike, Pennsylvania Turnpike. I don't know what else. However many.
We didn't have to go through the Verrazano Bridge because it was only paying leaving Brooklyn.
Okay.
When you go into Brooklyn, there's no booth. I remember that. But we did pay the Goethals Bridge. We had to pay the Turnpike, I think. We got on the Pennsylvania, then or somehow we got on the Jersey Turnpike.
Well, Pennsylvania Turnpike first. I remember that.
Was that? Yeah, it was close because we had our route down.
Yeah.
So we never had a question where we were going. We were really...
Anyway, at least 3 toll booths we went through.
Right. Now, he's had a bullet in him. Now, I had a little scrape, nothing big. That was done in the mirror. I'm going. You all right? You all right? I kept worried about you. Fuck, I gotta take him to hospital. So he's all right. We get to Brooklyn, go to the club, see our crew. First thing we do is we walk in. I say, hey, Davey's been shot. We need him. Boom. Action. Everybody went in action. We go up there. We take you up to the top. At that point, have to get the bullet hole fixed.
In the car windshield?
In the car. It was a rent-a-car. And thank God it was a rent-a-car from Florida.
That didn't have no stickers on the window.
Right. New York is the sticker.
Register, inspection sticker and all that crap.
And they have that in New York.
And other states, but Florida didn't.
They didn't. And of course, Willie makes some phone calls. Brooklyn Auto Glass. Boom. Bam. Bam. Windshield was changed out.
Hour and a half, we got the car back with a good windshield on.
Right. I mean, no questions asked. Not a person questioned. Well, bullet holes, anything, nothing. Did all that quick. You were being taken care of. What happened up there when I was doing that?
No, Willie was looking at it, and I said, oh, I'm all right. I ended up flying back to Florida that night.
Well, we got money, actually, from Willie. He got whatever we did.
Whatever.
And what happened was, I remember to see, back in those days, you didn't have to have ID or anything to get on an airplane.
This was pre-9/11.
Pre-9/11. You can get on, you go up with a fake name, you just give them a name and cash at the booth.
Yeah, at the check-in counter, you could go buy your ticket under John Doe, whatever.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we never used my real name or whatever. I'd fly back. My brother'd stay in town, usually a few days. It'd make come back with the money in the car, drive the car back, because it was a rental car from Florida. But anyway, I flew back and I seen Uncle Louie.
Well, no. What happened was first, so now...
You make phone calls.
I made a bunch of phone calls. One of my friends who just passed, you guys said thank you for the condolences. I called him and I called Uncle Louie. He's since passed. And, we said we need a doctor. Can't go to a hospital.
If I go to a hospital, it gets reported. Bullet shot, the cops come, we're caught.
So we know we can't do that. So our first month phone call was to a couple of people and they set it up. They go, okay, here's what we're going to do. Uncle Louie was a builder. And actually he was building a judge's house. Torpy since passed. Judge Torpy's house he's built. A judge's house, he's building it. So they figured they were going to put two horses together, a fucking...
piece of plywood.
Plywood or a door, I think they were saying.
That was going to be the operating room.
And he gets a fucking veterinarian. Louis gets a veterinarian.
Yeah.
We stopped that. My mother, God bless her, she's a nurse. She works at a local clinic. And she was kind of like the head nurse, had the keys and everything. And she ends up coming home. I call her. I said, hey, listen, Ma. I says, you got to do something. Davey was shot. He's okay. But he's got to be looked up. You can't go to a hospital because I have a record. And we were playing with a gun in the bar. This is the story we gave my mother. And I said, you just got to take care of him. My mother's a trooper. Doesn't say a word, doesn't say anything. Sure enough, my brother comes back. My mother did she take you to the clinic or?
No, she came and brought a tetanus shot home and gave me a tetanus shot.
And looked at it and bandaged it, made sure.
Up and all, and I was okay. I was moving it. It wasn't bleeding a lot.
And she said it was better to do that than have somebody cut through all the muscles and the tendons and muscles in the arm that you could have ruined your whole...
No, I mean, thank God I got hit there and not in the chest or in my neck or whatever.
Just think, even me, another 2 inches down blows my brains out.
If I didn't see the guy, and I didn't do this, I'd have been hit right in the neck.
Yep. He leveled that gun right. I mean,
he was like in a crowd. I can see him today. He was on one knee like this.
Oh, is that the way? I didn't know he was on it. I saw him aiming. I didn't know he was on me.
Not standing up at the door like this, and the door's just cracked right through the door.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I can see the guy right now.
Oh, I remember him pointing the gun.
Yeah.
But I was getting out. You remember,
You were driving. You were backing out.
I mean, you talk about a getaway.
Starsky and Hutch.
Went through, and we had the route down.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. We were gone. Nobody knew.
We were on the highway in 2 minutes.
Yeah, we had our, we always planned everything.
Well, we didn't go in some neighborhood where you had 800 red lights to get through. You know?
And now we knew what we were doing. We knew the routes, and we had a fake plate. We knew that too, so we weren't worried about that.
We changed that on the turnpike.
We did change.
We always did. Every time we left, as soon as we hit the safe area, we'd put the legit plate on.
Exactly, and the jewels were usually in the trunk. This happened to be in the back, and we didn't touch anything because
this was totally different than our norm.
Well, this was the
first time we ever had to run out like that.
And it was amazing because the news reports were people were mad at that guy for shooting out into the street. Because he shot the window.
Well,
see, you don't remember that window breaking.
I don't.
We were going out the door, literally out the door.
And it was bullet.
And one of the windows shattered, and I go, holy shit, we fucking jumped in the car. That's when I saw him aim the gun. I didn't know he was on his knees.
One knee.
One knee. I didn't know that. And he fucking... That's when it was like, I ducked, trying to get out of it, ducked, and you ducked as well. We both ducked.
No question.
And we just ducked in the right way, I guess, to, totally be... I thought about that afterwards. Let's just say, for argument's sake, he misses us, but he goes a bullet hole right in the middle of the seat. How do you fix that?
You get new seats for the car, I guess. I don't know. We'd have to...
I'm saying, you know what I'm getting at? I'm just had, now there's a seat in the middle of I think it was a Diamante.
That's the store we were indicted on. That's the store that they...
No, you were indicted on.
Well, yes, but you were... That's the store we got basically caught and went to jail over. But... think of it this way. What happens if that guy would have killed an innocent person outside, shooting that gun through glass like that? Would have we been brought up on murder charges?
I think there is a statute that you can be brought up. But obviously the question is him. Recklessness with the gun.
Well, he would have got something, but we wouldn't have been innocent enough.
No, I thought about that, and I thought about... Obviously, we didn't have the gun.
Because in 1920 stores we never shot one time.
We had a BB gun.
Yeah, we never shot any time. We had guns that looked real, but they weren't real guns.
Well, obviously you got convicted on that. Had a real gun. I didn't, because I had a BB gun. But anyway, my brother is on the seat, and I'm telling you, my biggest thought and biggest concern during that whole entire thing was he going to be all right? My first thought was going to a hospital, if you remember.
You told me right away. I don't care, David. I don't care what happens to me. All right, let's go to the emergency room. No, I'm all right. Let's go. Let's get back to Brooklyn.
You did.
I was breathing okay. I wasn't bleeding tons of blood.
That reminded me. We didn't even bloody the car or anything. No. Obviously. And he had a bullet that went in.
It was the winter, too, that this store was done. And we were wearing jackets and all of that. So I had T-shirt and shirt on.
Well, we always had that.
Well, usually a sports jacket. This time it was kind of winter. Don't you remember? It wasn't in the summer there. We did that store show around...
October, was it?
October or November, because you got arrested in December. About a month after the store day.
Yeah, I think it was the end of October, somewhere like that.
Yeah, it was October, November, or whatever.
And, what I think helped, too, is that, the bullet went in you in a sideways, slowed down through your body.
Right.
And then it came out his body and went into his arm.
Yeah.
And funny, because you can make this story, he's out now. He doesn't get arrested. My brother's free. He doesn't come to prison till...
after my brother gets arrested.
Yeah. After I'm arrested, everything happens. Nobody goes to prison with me. Nobody, nothing. I have no partner. My partner's John Rodriguez, which I ended up getting a conviction on that later in this whole...
What they find on you? A palm print. That's how the event... That was the...
No, they found another thing. They put it all together.
They had the license plate in
the
other jewelry
other store that we tried. The lady tried to sell a ring and all that. And she ended up getting... It's great police work. We didn't know that the place was being flooded with agents. I didn't know that. You didn't know that.
No.
At that time, when we did a robbery, our MO was so big that the FBI, who is on this now, not local bullshit, they flooded an area. And they ended up confiscating cameras from every store local, like the Wawa stores, 7-Elevens, other jewelry stores. That's how they did it. They were so good, they went to other jewelry stores with this MO. And that lady happened to say, "Oh yeah, there was a guy in here, nice guy."
I got his license plate.
And it was Tommy that rented the car.
Right.
Fucking 350 fucking pounds. That ain't me, but I was the co-driver. Then they started building the case. But with you ended up freaking the FBI. There was a guy, and I'll tell you, listen how it works. In the FBI, when you get investigated, when you do an interview with the FBI, anybody, they have what they call FBI 302s. Now, an FBI 302 is the exact interview they do with you. Now, I have FBI 302s. He has them, and it'll say what we say in them. Well, there was a person who gets arrested in South Florida and says, "Oh, I know about this jewelry and these mobsters." He says it in the paper. Did you ever read it?
No.
I have it. I'll let you read it. I should put it up. Anyway, and this guy says that, "Oh, I know all about it," and the brother's got a bullet in his arm. They say to him. In the thing, it says in the paper. Did the FBI come and look at you?
Yes.
What did they do? Tell me how you got away with this one.
They came 5 years later in Minnesota.
5 years later?
Well, 2001.
Okay.
This first time
it wasn't.
First time the FBI ever came to me.
It wasn't in the beginning?
Never came to me. Never talked to me. First time an FBI agent or a cop or anybody ever talked to me was 2001.
Oh, wow.
And I was in Minnesota. And took pictures of my arm. Said, "I heard you got a bullet in your arm." And they had me take my shirt off.
And what did you say? What?
I said, "What are you talking about?" I played stupid. I said, "What are you talking about?" They said, "Look, well, can you pick up your arm?" I went like this, and there was nothing there. They didn't see no scar. But then they started taking pictures of my tattoos, and even when I went to trial, they couldn't say I got shot.
So they looked at your arm and they couldn't find the
Looked at my palms.
Obviously you're conscious knowing you had a bullet in you.
Oh yeah.
Now, the
bullet went in my armpit, so my hair was covering it.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was here more.
Well, it's more right here.
So your hair was covering it.
Yeah.
And Mommy did a good job in not letting anybody cut you open.
And it was,
cut open.
And it was 5 years later. It wasn't 2 months later.
Right.
Stabbed up or nothing. It was here.
But the big thing I think is more like.
Why? What's the story with the newspaper? I never heard of this one.
The newspaper.
You say that a guy in South Florida said that I'm shot.
Oh yeah.
Who was the guy?
There was a guy who snitched. I'll give you his name off of here, and he was a friend of my ex-wife's friends. You know that crew. He gets caught stealing something from my ex-wife. He's in jail on it. I think a gold chain or something. He goes, "Well, I got information on that robbery or thing." I thought that was a lot earlier because he mentioned it in the FBI 302. Because I got the FBI 302s because of your case.
Did he know my name or anything? Or?
He knew brother, but that's it. And he had other people they didn't know. They didn't know Jimmy's name. They didn't know anybody's name. Right. I think they knew Tommy's, but they didn't know what he did. They knew Junior and stuff like that, but they didn't know everybody. They didn't know it all. So I know who the person was. He was on the periphery, I call it. You know what I mean? He'd be at a party of mine. You know, I had parties all the time with people all over the place. I didn't even know him. I couldn't pick him out of a fucking lineup to this day. I couldn't tell you what the fucker looks like. Right. Not even a little bit. And he'd come out with all this, "Oh, they go to New York, they all mobsters and all of this, and a brother and I did the biggest 2 jewel robberies." And I'll show it to you. I have it on the computer, and you're gonna love it. And I thought it was there. He said that with the checking of the bullet. I thought it. Maybe they waited.
He might have said that, but they never came and checked me until 2001. So, and that was because of my ex-wife.
Yeah. Well, he goes to bread. That's a whole nother video, obviously. But I just wanted to get this. The last robbery we had was our downfall robbery. But you know, he'll tell you, and I'll tell you, when it's all said and done, I'm glad the way it happened and it ended because
nobody got hurt. I mean,
nobody ever got hurt in a robbery. You know, we didn't get life sentences. We didn't kidnap anyone. We were close to that. You know, so we didn't do anything that it's going to get you. You know, it has no statute of limitations.
We did our time. It's over with. We could talk about it now.
Right.
We went to court. We went to trial. I was found guilty, so I could say I got a bullet in me now. They can't do it. It was, you know.
Oh, it's over. Everything's over. Statute of limitations 20 years. I mean, we're over 20 years. Right. 1996.
Statute of limitations 5 years.
5 years of robberies. Most statute of limitations, everybody let you know, is 5 years. There's a few 7, very few, and then there's only a few or no statute of limitations, like murder and treason. anything to do with spying on the government. There's no statute of limitations. So anyway, and kidnapping. There is no statute of limitation on kidnapping, whether you kill somebody or not, murder. There's no statute of limitation on kidnapping. And that happened over the Lindbergh baby back in the way in the 40s or whatever that happened, 50s, I don't know when it happened. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we wanted to talk about this because I never actually talked to you about the actual talk. Like I just learned today about a guy getting on his knees. I knew he leveled.
And I just learned today that the guy shot at us when we were running at him.
Yeah.
I thought the first shots were fired when we were in the
No, we were coming out the door.
So we both learned something.
Yeah, well, you're right. That's pretty good. But anyway, we like to, let people know about these robberies. And again, we're not bragging about them. We don't condone anybody doing anything stupid. We made our mistakes. We're done. We want you now to enjoy a great Thanksgiving with your family today. Our wishes to you and your family, bro. I'm sure you want to say anything.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Stay safe. Watch your drinking and driving out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, be good.
Yeah, do something good for somebody today. I think that's a good thing. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe. Have a good one. See you next time.